Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host. The new Black.
Oh, good evening to you, beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight for our special broadcast from New Black Wall Street, which is Black Man Monday. And the whole premise of this broadcast is where I just share some brothers that's in our community that's doing their thing. They've inspired me to be great. And my whole goal is connect networks to networks. I believe that's what we should be doing as we move forward in 2021. It's all about connection, collaboration, all that good stuff. And then also, we just want to uplift the Black man today. It's Black Man Monday. There may be some brothers that you're connected to that just need to notice that we out here and we doing that thing. We got their back. So if you could take the time, just let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country. Hit that like button and share button. Also, tag a brother. That's right. Tag a brother here tonight to be uplifted, inspired, and connect with other brothers that are out here doing our thing. Making a difference, making our world a better place, our Black world a better place as well here tonight. For those that don't know who I am, I'm ERGJ. I'm a certified financial educator. I am the CEO of ERGJ Enterprises and the Black Bazaar, where I teach about investing, and also got my own little retail thing going on, and we'll be looking to expand this year. I love to know, what's going on with you guys. And tonight I'll have just a couple of brothers that'll be able to share a little bit with us about what they do, what they got going on. We'll talk about where they've been and where they're going. And then hopefully if you find, a space where you're like, okay, I can get with that, y'all connect as well. And then we continue to grow this network. They say that your net worth is your network. So who you're connected to is very, very important. Of course, you guys know we do have the Black Billionaires Club, which is where a lot of our connections come from and a lot of our upward movement. We'll talk a little bit about that as we move forward as well. Let's see who's joined us here tonight. Before we bring on our first guest, Miss Yvette Goodridge is in the house, always showing her love. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight, man. My brother, my main man, another Black man doing his thing. Hugh is in the house. Brother Little has joined us here today. Malcolm Little, Brother Little. Hey, I almost got the same last name for a reason. I'm finna do some great things here in this world. Miss Vivian Reed, thanks so much for joining us here today. BBC is representing. Miss Monica Allison, thanks so much for joining us as well here tonight on Black Man Monday. Again, as we continue to, I just decided this year I'm just going to spend my time, uplifting us. That's just what I'm going to do. So we got Black Man Monday. We got Black Women Wednesday as well. Coming in a couple of days, we'll have some sisters on, but tonight it's about the brothers, okay? Tonight it's about the brothers. So I'll be right back here with our first guest. Hit the like button, share button, all that good stuff. Be right back. As I mentioned to you guys, Black Billionaires Club, it's a book. It's also a movement that we have going on as well. If you want to check out that book where you can learn about Black folk and wealth, go ahead and check us out at theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. While you're there, you also learn more about our club that you can choose to join if you want to get around like-minded brothers and sisters who are serious about building business and building wealth. Again, that's theblackbillionairesclub.com. Our first guest here tonight on Black Man Monday, man, this brother here, we got connected maybe 2 years ago. We've been around, but ain't really been connected till recently. But we run in the same circles, and I kind of do some things through him. But the reason why he inspires me, man, because I would say that this brother is really a connector. He's a businessman, a husband, but he knows how to galvanize people towards a common goal, and that common goal is I would say is the freedom of Black folk, and he does that in a lot of different ways. So as I've watched him, I'm just like, yeah, I can get with that, and I think a lot of other people can get with that as well, because they see this. Not only that he just has a heart for our people. And it's, I mean, a heart, and he does a lot. I don't even know how he does so much, right? Because we only got 24 hours in a day, but some kind of way he got about 26. I don't know how he does it. But anyway, man, you guys may know him. This is Brother Lamar Wilson. The founder of SunJoin. He's brought some black farmers together. He'll tell us all a little about what he has done, as well as what he is doing. And I want to bring him here for you here tonight on Black Man Monday. My main man, Big Mar, Brother Lamar Wilson is in the house. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? Hey, I appreciate that introduction, man. I really do. I appreciate that, man. I love to be called a husband. Like real talk, man, because everybody don't always say that. But yes, I am a husband, 21 years in the game. And when you work that hard to stay that way, hey, I love when somebody brings that up, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Man, not a problem at all, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I just want to kind of let people know some of the people I'm connected to, people that have inspired me, and I know that you probably inspired quite a few people, but a lot of times we might not tell you and let you know. So I think it's important that we begin to use our mouths to give praise and give honor to whom honor is due. But there's some people here, man, who ain't never met you, don't know who the heck you are. They just see this big man on camera, man. Tell us a little about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do, brother Wilson.
Yeah, my name is Lamar Wilson. I am the founder of SunJoin, and SunJoin is a network of hemp farmers, processors, and producers and distributors. It also, SunJoin is just a big, huge distribution network that is decentralized and allows each person to have their own autonomy within it. It's all about freedom over here. I'm always trying to figure out how to take those that have been economically oppressed and get us into a position of economic empowerment through very good virtues like love and patience, man. Because truthfully, all of this stuff built on top of those type of virtues is how we gonna make it there. I'm also the founder of a group called Coinda with another, I guess it was like 300 or 400 of us that started Coinda. It used to be the Black Coin Group, then it went to What Coinda. Then Disney came along and was like, nah. So then we turned it to Coinda. And then I founded a group on Clubhouse called the Black Bitcoin Billionaires Club. So you guys got the Black Billionaires Club. We have the Black Bitcoin Billionaires Club on Clubhouse. We are right now the biggest Clubhouse club that is centered around Bitcoin by membership on the entire platform. So as that platform continues to grow, we continue to get more people in, and we've probably given away over 35, maybe 3,500. I think I got to look back, $3,500 worth of Bitcoin to people that have come into the group. We've probably opened up 300 and some wallets for people, brand new people's into Bitcoin. So we are basically educating people on Bitcoin and blockchain technology, very similar to what we were doing at Coinda. So yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. That's where we at right now. So I appreciate you having me, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man. And I tell you, quite a few of us definitely need to connect, because that's a space of literacy for us. As you just mentioned, you're not only are you, I would say, educating people on the technology and the fintech part of it, but as you said, you're helping them get started, helping them open wallets, helping them understand this thing as well. Talk to us a little bit about this. I guess the differences, or because Bitcoin is a big topic, right? I mean, that's obviously a big topic itself. With it having reached 40,000, it dropped today, but it's probably back on the way up. Right. And then we also have what not many talk about, which is the blockchain technology. So put us up on a little bit of game tonight.
Yeah, man. So I have been probably trying to get people on Bitcoin since 2013, 14. Matter of fact, the earliest video had to be 13, because 2014 January, there's a video on YouTube you'll find me talking about blockchain at one of our local community colleges. And the reason why I've been trying to get Black folk on blockchain and Bitcoin, no, not even blockchain, on Bitcoin, was because when I read the white paper, all I saw was freedom. And what I saw was freedom from a system that I definitely didn't like, and how it's been oppressive to us and people who look like me. So I was like, this right here is our freedom. If we can get more people utilizing this technology that is outside of the current system, that those paradigms have been built to actually put us in a position where we are oppressed, like redlining, not giving out loans, right? It's like not even having access to life insurance for some time. Like if we can have a financial system that is outside of the current system, that is more provably fair by mathematics and the computer, where you don't have to trust nobody, that's a way that we can potentially empower ourselves through technology to make a better future for those that have been economically oppressed, right? So that's probably the thesis of why I keep pushing this hard. I remember my first idea was to basically get miners and put them in houses in the hood that had subsidized electricity. Because anybody that knows that the electricity is probably the biggest expense for those miners outside of the miner itself. But before they went to these what are called ASICs chips, you can mine on your computer. So my idea was like, let's get everybody a miner in the hood. They got subsidized electricity, so they don't have to pay for the electricity. Let's let the government pay for the electricity, and we keep on stacking the coins, right? But the problem is that by the time we really got that rolling, they came in with the ASICs, and those were too expensive for us to give everybody in the hood one, right? So they kind of messed that up. So then I just kept educating people and trying to tell people about it, trying to get them to start accumulating them and getting into the game. As far as the blockchain technology, for me, that opens up things as far as registry. I think blockchain voting would be amazing.
Yeah.
Right. That'd be amazing. So that we can actually have transparency on our voting. Like land registry to me is a huge thing, because there's been so many times, if you think about it, over our history, even in this country, that land that we owned has been taken from us. And we had no record that was provable, that was trustless, that we can make sure. So I love the idea of putting land on a blockchain and being able to transfer that. And I also, one of the things I've been getting into lately is what I call NFTs, which you can use that for the land as well, which are non-fungible tokens, but for digital art. So that's another way to get out of this whole distribution of, having to deal with other people in the distribution chain, and going directly from the digital artist directly to the person producing it without having to have a middle person in between. Now, you might have people and platforms that help you convert your digital art into a tokenized asset. But once that's done, then when that transaction happens, you're literally getting the money directly from the dealer from the buyer, and the buyer can provably show that they own that piece of art directly from you, because there is an actual chain of events, right? I think that's another thing. But I think all of these types of technologies help to even the playing field, so you're not dealing with cronyism, you're not dealing with nepotism. All you're dealing with is the fact that you have something that's good and you can get it to somebody directly without having anybody in the middle trying to take fees out of your pocket.
Man, so I'm grabbing what you're saying, but I know a lot of people like, what all he just said?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man.
A little bit, but I love you to, because we're, I see you as a businessman. Also, you seem to be very studious as it relates to maybe finance and technology. Give us a little bit about your background, man. How'd you get to the space where you really have garnered all this knowledge that you're able to pass on to wisdom?
Man, number one, all I always say is, man, I just read. So when everybody was like, Ma, how you? I was like, man, I just read. Real talk, man. I ain't no special, no different than nobody else. I do have a gift. I ain't gonna short God on that. He's giving me certain gifts that allow me to do things with what I read. But for the most part, man, I just read and try to learn. I have a background in finance, so I got a degree in finance, but I'm a software developer by trade. I taught myself to program back in 2007. I taught myself to program, and I started building like MySpace and Facebook applications. And then that moved on to me building websites and apps for companies. And then I started making apps for phones. And what happened was I started making a game platform from me just teaching myself how to program. So once they got to where I built the game platform, we tried to raise money for it. And while I was out in California raising the money, one of the investors said, I see you guys have a token system in your game platform. Have you heard of Bitcoin? And I thought he said big coin, but he said Bitcoin. And from that point, I was like, what is this? And my business partner, Leif, everybody who knows Leif, he was like, man, I looked it up. I think he said Bitcoin. So I looked at it. I was like, man, this has nothing to do with what we're doing. And I kept it moving. Then the price raised, and I was like, okay, let me go back and look at it. Like everybody wants to get into Bitcoin, right? Because they see this price go up. I've been talking about it forever, but I'm getting all my emails and all my direct messages now. So so what happened was when the price raised, I actually went and looked at the white paper, which is basically the manuscript for what this technology is supposed to be about. And from that point forward, I have been heads down trying to figure out how to use that technology to free not only myself, but everybody else that I possibly can come in contact with.
Yeah, and as you brought that up, I heard a lot about about like anti-theft, and I think of digital art and land registry. It's all about really being transparent about who owns what versus it being a he say she say of our counterparts, so to speak. And so that's just kind of very 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 interesting, man. And last year, and I may have missed some things last year, but I connected with you. I joined the Sun Join movement to help move products and things like that. But really, talk to us a little bit about the word Sun Join itself.
Yeah,
what you guys created and where you are now.
And I think I came on your show a little bit ago too, talking about Sun Join, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you, brother. I look, you say that I inspire you. You inspire me. That's why I be always on your post, man, because I like anybody who's out here doing it. Like, there's a lot of talking. I'm on this app called Clubhouse, and there's a whole lot of talking, like a whole lot of talking. But when you look up and you see a dude that's out here selling Black-owned goods, not even just selling Black-owned goods, he's even creating a business for himself, selling goods that people need during the pandemic, right? Like, that's inspiring, because that's the kind of stuff we have to have if we're going to try to get our folks free, man. So I appreciate what you do. But about Sun Join, so the word Sun Join comes from the fact that the sun, of course, connects all of us. And we are all, regardless of who we are, no matter if you're black, white, red, green, yellow, right? We are all joined by the sun. And the moment we start to realize that, and realize that this whole world will be a whole lot better if we just work together, like once we start to get that mentality in our mind, everything changes, right? Everything changes when you start thinking about the person on the left and the right of you instead of thinking about yourself. Because if everybody's thinking about the person on the left and the right of them, you don't have to think about yourself because somebody already got you. And as a matter of fact, depending on where they are, a couple people may have you. So a whole lot of other people can do more for you than you can do by your single self, right? If you got all of these different people trying to help you that are around you and you doing that back to them, that's how you wind up making these connections that wind up being extremely strong. So that word Sun Join comes from, we are all joined by the sun, and a mentality that together we're better, right? It's just about us creating these networks, creating these businesses where we can work together, where the company itself don't have to make a kabillion dollars, right? Because we want those kabillion dollars to go down to the people who are actually doing the work, the people that are actually farming in the field, the people that are actually creating products like Miss Vanessa Braxton or the Sasha Johnsons or the Ezra Lillies of the world, right? Or the Emma Trees. We want to make sure that the money gets into their hands. And then we want to make sure that when we sell it into distribution, we don't charge a price that's so crazy that the distributors don't make money, because we want them to be able to make money too. And at the end of the day, if all of that's working the way we need it to work, we're going to be all right as a company, because everybody else is going to be taken care of, and we'll be okay in the middle, getting the amount that we are supposed to have to make sure we keep oil in the rails, right? And making sure everybody's connected. So that's what Sun Joined is all about. It's really about just saying, hey, if we're all under the sun, why not be joined under the sun? Because we're joined by the sun whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? And in a world that's been based on division lately, it's like, I think that whole premise should change things, right? It can start changing the mind of people. And when they see that we're a company that ain't trying to like us get rich or me become Jeff Bezos, right? Like, I'm running the company, but I'm not trying to be Jeff Bezos. I want everybody to be baby Bezos. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, Lamar, we're going to have a G4. I was like, I hope everybody get a G4. Or we get one G4 that everybody gets to use, you know what I'm saying? Or G6, this is me. I'm old school. G6, Jet or something, right? That everybody gets to use. It ain't for me. It would be for the entire network. Those are the kind of mentalities I think are going to push us into the future, because we'll start realizing that we are so much greater together than we are apart.
Man, let me ask you this, man. How did you pull it? How did you pull it off, man? Because I can imagine, after you get past the idea phase and you say, okay, let's start to pull these people together. That's where a lot of times we find ourselves pulling teeth. So,
right.
What really was what's really the sticking point?
It ain't me. Yeah, it ain't me. It's, you know what it is, Doc. Number one, I think sometimes there's timing, right? Like every good idea, timing tends to help, right? And I think we see how divided our country has been. And we also see all the ailments that are happening to us as Black people. And I truthfully think Black folk are just sick and tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're just tired of looking on the TV and seeing this craziness, seeing how people can rush the Capitol in a Buffalo outfit and nothing happened to them. right? But then at the same time, it's like you got a dude with a Lucy in New York who gets choked out. Come on, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, you gonna choke this gentleman out who's selling like single cigarettes, but this dude runs up in the Capitol with a Buffalo outfit on, stands in the middle like he's, like it's on the Batman. Yeah, like he's on Batman or something, and he gets to take those pictures. Like his pictures that were taken, the video that was taken of him was him standing up and walking out, right? We got people who, like I said, selling Lucy's. One dude telling the officer that the dang on guns in the glove compartment, telling him it's there. And we got video of that immediately getting shot. We saw a man run into the Capitol dressed up like a buffalo, like a patriotic buffalo, and walk straight back out of there. And now they arrested him now. But think, if that was, I truthfully believe if he was a Black man, that wasn't going to last that long. So I think, right? So I think at the end of the day, I think that's what we have to realize from all of this is that Black folk are tired, and I think the timing of that is working in our favor because I think what we're starting to see is that it don't matter if you, like I always say, it don't matter if you're Black, Latino, white, whatever. If you're from an economically oppressed situation, you're gonna start realizing that those that are at a higher class, for the most part, they're not trying to allow you to get up there with them because this is such a competitive system. But you got to think differently than the system of competition and start thinking about the system of collaboration. And once you start doing that, you realize all of us can eat because we are in a place of abundance, bro. And I think that is how it worked. And I think that here's another thing that I think works really, really well, is that you don't try to bite off more than you can chew, and you are extremely grateful for the small wins. So sometimes we come out, we have these lofty goals of we got to raise all of this money and buy up the whole block and all of this stuff, right? And then when it don't happen the way that people think it's going to happen, then people lose patience and want the money back and all this other stuff, right? But if you can show people that you are actually doing what you say you're going to do, if you are being a person of integrity and doing exactly what you say you're going to do and letting people know that, yeah, we lost money here or this didn't make as much as we thought it would, and you give them the money that you're supposed to give them, and you just making sure you're doing things on the up and up, what you start to do is start to build trust with people that they will then understand that, okay, now that I have this trust with them, now we can go to the next level and build more. We only started off the first year with two producers, right? Two producers outside of ourselves, Black Mama Tees and Simply Made. But now we able to open it up. Now we got Black Mama Tees, Simply Made, Ezra Lily, and Emma's Tree. So we've opened it up to more. And the idea is that by the end of this year, hopefully open up to 20 producers, right? Hopefully open up to 20,000 distros. We at the point where we have 600 distros that have signed on, but we need to get to the point where we got 20,000 distros. But we don't go too fast because what we want to do is just keep showing those incremental changes, right? That we're moving and that we're patient and we're making it work, and we're patient and we're consistent and we together. If we can keep that kind of mentality and everybody be slow motion about it and don't think we're gonna get rich overnight, bro, that's how it works. You just got to get the mindset there. Like you literally got to get people to understand that mindset of being patient, consistent together is the only way we're gonna make it together.
And I think another piece of moving in a patient manner, it allows you to kind of perfect the processes or take care of the kinks as well. When you get too big too fast, you collapse very fast as well. I don't think people understand what an avalanche of success can do to the unprepared in a sense. And so it's good to be able to, with your distributors and things like that, take care of their concerns, qualms, and things like that. So then, once you get to 20,000, y'all have already kind of mastered, the concerns of the 600. So that's very important as well. What's going on? We got a Black Mama sighting in the house, man.
What's going on, Miss Vanessa? How you doing?
I gotta get her scheduled to come on the show. I think she's been on vacation. Absolutely. so brother Lamar, man. So that's one venture, but I also see you again, building these networks. You know what I mean? You just went over to Clubhouse and y'all established that. Y'all got that going. I mean, how are you able to become like a number one? It ain't been around that long that I know of. But is it because it's the hot topic, or what is it really that you're able to do? Because Coin is is a pretty big group.
Yep.
And then now you such a short amount of time brought a lot of visibility to the Clubhouse.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think so. Coinda was perfect timing as well. I think it was around the 17, and I think the crazy part about Coinda is a lot of people were leaving a situation they weren't happy with, and that's what kind of started Coinda, right? We just started it based on a live. I always was going live, and one of the guys, he said, "Man, we need to make a group called the Black Coin Group." And while we was on, I said, "Leif, man, while I'm talking, man, go over and make a group, and everybody will join it." So we called everybody that came in initially, the founders, and that's how that group started. It started with about 300 or 400 people, and then we just kept adding content and teaching people and doing all of those things. I think on Clubhouse is a platform that really fits towards Black culture, because that's what we do, right? Like Black folk, you see us in the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Black folk, we in the kitchen with our grandmother with the hot comb on the stove and everybody's talking, right? Like we are communal type people, right? That's what we do. We get in communal situations and talk to one another. And that's what Clubhouse is allowing us to do. But to be honest, shout out to Coinda. We was doing it already, just using an app called Discord. It's just that Clubhouse is like built for this kind of stuff. So what happened was I hit up Zay and I said, "Look, Zay," I was like, number one, I don't see many Bitcoin clubs on here. And the ones that are on here, when you listen to what they talking about, I was like, man, they ain't talking about empowerment like we want to talk about empowerment. So I hit Zay up. I was like, "Zay, we need to make a club on there." And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I went ahead and did all the work to put the club together. Zay comes through and we just add because Zay and I have been around for a while. I've been around a little bit longer than Zay, probably a few months before Zay, maybe even a year before Zay, in the Bitcoin space. And we've seen how being the only Black people around was a little bit different, right? It just created a different kind of environment, but it's the same thing I deal with in tech anyway. But when we went over there and did it, again, the crazy part about Clubhouse is it's 67%, probably almost 70% Black. It's like one of the blackest apps I've ever been on in my life. It's probably blacker than Black Planet, like real talk. So when you go over there with this mentality of empowerment, which has been the same thing we've been preaching, same thing we've been doing, and you go over there with this message of empowerment, I think that it resonates with people because they see, number one, that you're doing it. But then when they go check your Instagram and they go check your Facebook and they go check and see that you've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years, then I think it gives you some credibility because they see we ain't stopping. Then when you go look at Zay's Gentleman of Crypto on YouTube, you notice that he's been doing shows for 4 years straight, every single day. Like he has over 600 some odd episodes or something like that, right? So it's like, and I think this is the 4th year of him doing it. So when you can go back and see that we've been patient, consistent, and together ourselves, then it's real easy to buy into that mentality and just stick with it and realize that there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but then you get that energy going behind it. And like I said, I think right now we might be at 11,000 followers and members combined. But from a members perspective, I think we're at 6,000 members. It's just taking us a long time to add the followers over as members. But man, we are huge on there right now. And I really appreciate everybody that supports. And what most people don't know, a lot of the old head OG Bitcoin people are on there as well. And they're not necessarily Black, but you got CEOs from some of the biggest Bitcoin companies in our group. And they hit me up in the background like, "Man, I love what you're doing with this Black Bitcoin group. Like the education y'all giving, the amount of knowledge you giving, like y'all giving real game." And I'm like, yeah, that's what we gonna always do. We gonna keep protecting our people. We're not out here trying to eat off the back of our people. Like if we have a course or something like that, then sometimes we give away for free. But of course, we gonna have it at a price as well. But it ain't like we banging nobody's head over. And it ain't like we selling it. Like we're not actively selling that course in that group. All we doing is trying to give education to help people get to wealth, man. So yeah, man, that I don't know what it is. Somebody called me, and what did they call me? They said, "Lamar, you like David Koresh." I was like, hold on, bro, hold on. Ain't nobody drinking no Kool-Aid, ain't nobody doing none of that. There's like, because you always building these groups real fast. But I'm like, what I truthfully believe all it is that there are people who are looking for a community that is like theirs, and all I do is stand on the mountaintop and yell. That's it. And they say, "Oh, we over here, man," and everybody comes. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, there's a couple things I want to ask, and we can kind of move on. As here on Black Man Monday, man, one great question to ask is we have, moving into 2001, man. We just coming through a year of the pandemic. What's one of the biggest lessons you learned in 2020, brother?
Man, I learned that we don't need half the stuff we think we need. Right? When they shut the economy down, right? I think what I learned was that more people learned that too. Like I said, I talked to some of my homeboys, and they like, man, I love 2020 because my wife ain't shopping as much. Boy, we done paid down so many bills. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it's impulsive. A lot of the stuff we spend money on is impulsive. We out and we just buy it. But if you can't go out, then that money just keeps stacking, and then you start paying off bills, right? So it's like that kind of thing is something that I learned for sure. And I also learned how resilient we actually are as humans, right? Like storms are great for that. Once you make it out of a storm, it makes you feel stronger because you like, I made it through and I ain't worried about no storm, right? Like, you know how to get out of it. So this storm of 2020 should be a springboard for abundance this year, bro. I really believe that. I think a lot of people had time to learn. People were taking classes, reading books, right? Bored to death, but they didn't realize how much they was putting in their mind and their system, right? And that is going to manifest itself as we go forward, because whatever you reap, you're going to sow. So if you was reaping all of that knowledge and you was taking your time and learning stuff and hustling like Evan, right? Like Evan been on it, boy. He been on it. That stuff's going to manifest. Like it's going to have to. Because you've been reaping those seeds, right? And so that stuff's gonna grow. And I believe in 2021, it might be 2022, but you've already started setting the foundation. Like even this show, man, this is beautiful. I was just sitting back, like, you know how you laugh, like you proud, like, oh, this dude cold-blooded, boy. When you were doing them commercials and stuff, I was like, man, I gotta step my game up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that came out of it. I think a lot of people are noticing they can get their own content out, like yourself, that they didn't even think about till Zoom, right? So you see everybody put their own content out, which I think is amazing. I think that 2020 was actually a really good learning year. And I know that a lot of people lost people, and I have mad condolences for that. Like, we don't want to talk about people losing things, but at the same time, it's like, whatever you got out of 2020, right? Whatever hit you hard in 2020 and 2021, make sure whatever hit you hard over there, that you utilize it in 2021. Like you use a lesson of it in 2021. And I think that's what we have to do, man. So yeah, bro. Somebody said, yeah. I see somebody in the comments said they eating healthier. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know if
I don't know about that COVID. COVID. We know you've been in quarantine. You come out about 5 pounds heavier. I'll tell you that,
man.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I tell you, I definitely have. I guess you could say stepping it up as well, man. From a content creation perspective, and it's amazing. Too, because as you're doing it, I guess probably the same way with you as you're talking about how you kind of talk to self-programming, it takes you to look back to see how much you have actually learned. You know what I mean? Like because when you're doing it, you're just doing it. And then you say, okay, I got to fix this. Or this needs to happen. This needs to happen. Like I'm working on the next thing. Like, oh, this needs to happen. But then when you look back, you be like, wow, we accomplished all of that within that time frame. Bro. And here's some of the finished product. And here's here's how people are receiving it. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of important as well. So what's on tap for you for 2021, man? This is I think the year of growth, year of recovery. As you said, a setback for a setup.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I do a theme I've been trying to do one every year on January 1st. For Coinda, for my page. Last year was forward on January 1st, which really wound up making sense because we just had to keep pushing forward last year through everything, right? Like we basically started our business during the pandemic. Like we actually started that year. That was the beginning of Sunjoin during the pandemic. So we just had to keep pushing forward. And I believe that this year is the year of collective abundance. Like that's the theme for this year. And where I believe abundance starts is at being grateful, right? Being thankful that we made it through 2020, right? Being grateful for the things that we have after 2020, not looking around at what we don't have, but being grateful for what we do have. Because once you become grateful, now everything else that's added to you is abundance. Everything else you get is already surplus, right? So I think 2020 will be that year of abundance because I think people will have a certain level of gratitude for how we've made it over through 2020. And that you're able to, because think how happy people was on January 1st. Like it was some big deal, right? But people were happy. Man, I'm glad 2020 is over, right? It's just a mentality. And so if people take the mentality of being grateful and just having gratitude, I think they'll start understanding that everything is abundance above that. And when you have abundance, the thing is about abundance is you start to give. Because you can't, you realize you got more than you can even handle. So you start to give. And if we get more people in that mentality of being able to give of themselves like you do, brother, like that's why I'm telling you. That's why I love everything about you, bro. Like real talk. I love your hustle, your grind, how you give knowledge, information. You be sharing your cash out. Like I'll be following you. Like real talk, man. Like for real, because those things are powerful. Because what you're doing is you're giving to people, you're sowing seeds into people, and people are changing their lives, and you probably don't even know it. So I think that's what it is. Once you get to a mindset of abundance, then you can get to a mindset of cheerful giving. You get to a mindset of cheerful giving, bro. There's no limit. Because what happens is the more you give and the more seeds that you plant, the more it comes back to you. And I believe that. That's why I try to spread as much love as possible, because you know what? I like love. I don't like people hating me. You know what I'm saying? I like people to love me. So I keep stirring those seeds of love, and those seeds grow into love for other people, right? And I think that's what it is, man. 2021 is the year of collective abundance. And I truthfully believe that. And I want to talk to you on 12/31, and let's see what happened. I want to see what, when we'll do a recap and be like, did we get that collective abundance this year that we were thinking of? And I truthfully believe it's going to be wild, man. I really do.
Absolutely, man. Year of the flow, she said here from Ms. Mankins. Here on Black Man Monday, one thing that we do is we definitely want to have a message for our brothers that are out there, some brothers that are coming up behind us and some that are ahead of us. And they may tune into this now, they may tune in at some other time, man. So as you think of 2021, what are your words that you have specifically for the black man?
This is going to sound so crazy, but stop going hard. Like really, stop going hard. And what I mean by that is we go so hard sometimes that we miss life. Like we are so hard and so much grinding, got our heads down, that we miss some of the good times with our children. We miss some of the good times with our wives, right? Realize that you just be patient, because what you're growing is not some weed where it's going to grow up real fast and you pluck it. What you're growing by you grinding is something that's going to feed your family for generations. So while you're growing it, realize that's a slow growth. So take your time and let it grow. Let it get strong. Let your relationships get strong. Let your love get strong. But I know everybody's like, go hard. You got to go get it. No, chill a little bit. Be patient. Think strategically. Think chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things I want to tell, because I know that in this, there's a mentality, especially if you come from being an athlete and those kind of things, that you got to get every single thing and go get it as fast as you possibly can. But the truth is that a lot of what is real and that is valuable in your life is right around you, and you chasing something that's going to make you lose it. So instead of losing what's valuable around you, hold on to what's valuable around you and take them with you as you go. Because I'm telling you, it'll be a whole lot better on the other side if you just learn how to be patient, consistent, and together, man. Like real talk. And I have built many different types of businesses. I have raised money many different types of ways, but there is nothing like working with people that you believe in them and they believe in you. There's a whole different energy, and it's a whole different vibe that allows you to concentrate on adding value to everyone and not just trying to go get it for yourself. So that's my thing for 2021. Like, stop, smell the roses every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You say quite a few key words there, and I think it kind of bodes for the embodiment of who you are, man. Adding value. That's immediately came to mind when I think about some of the things that you build. You just basically are adding value or bringing value to a space, and then also, as you said, man, I've been saying this for a while, man. We got everything that we need. It's all. Sometimes we overlook what's around us.
Yes, sir.
Trying to go after something that we think we don't have. Let me say that again for the people in the back.
Say it again, Doc.
Sometimes you overlook what's already around you, trying to go get something that you really already have. If you just really just take the time to appreciate the people,
right,
the places, and the connections that you have. And now we're in 2021, people. You're really only about 2 degrees of separation away from who you might be. It used to be greater, but with the advent of technology, connection, internet, social media, I mean, I'm seeing people just like, wow, you know him, you know her, wow, how y'all, that type of thing, man. Yeah. So create that network, build your network, and appreciate the network as well, and everybody will eat, man. Everybody.
Yeah, look, you know what my song is? Diamond in the back, sun rooftop. Because if people listen to that song, people listen to that part and think that's what he's saying to go get. That song says just be thankful for what you got. You know what I'm saying? You may not have a great big Cadillac. Like, I'm telling you, listen to that song. Like, a lot of people don't understand what that song is about. Listen to that song and it'll get your head straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really will. That and another song I listen to all the time is Love Yours by J. Cole. Those 2 songs will make you start thinking a little bit different about what it is you got and realize that the life you have is a beautiful one. Like my man said, for the people in the back. What he say? Say it one more time, Evan, for the people in the back.
Man, you overlook. You might overlook some of the things that are already around you while you are trying to chase for something that you already have, man. So, man, here's the deal, guys. What I love about Black Man Monday is, number one, the imagery. You're able to actually see brothers that work together, that do this thing, and then have no problem sharing with all the who would tune in. You've had an opportunity to hit that like button, that share button, the invite button, the tag button, all that good stuff as well. So that we could do our part to be a blessing to particularly our brothers, but to our whole community on this broadcast here tonight, man. Brother Lamar, man, I want to say thanks so much for joining us here today. For everybody else that's watching us here live, love for you to leave some comments in the comments. So love for you to share why you love, adore, and respect the Black man. Leave that in the comments below. I want to get your comments, and while you guys are doing that, I got one more advert for you guys here from the Black Bazaar, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Be right back.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's what I'm saying, man. You on a whole new level, man. I'm over here jamming. I'm like,
Hey, you know what I'm gonna be doing next, man? I'm gonna be, I got the Black Virtual Marketplace, and so as I bring other Black businesses on, I'll be helping them to create their commercials. We'll be running it through our show as well, and then they'll walk away with their own stuff that they can use through their various channels as well. So that's next for me as well, man. So 2021, man, I'm trying to help as many people as possible, man.
Collective abundance, brother. Collective abundance. Yes, sir.
Man, that's what I said. Yeah, that's right, Miss Bass. I got commercials. Hey, that's what we're doing.
His game is on 1,000, Miss V. On 1,000. Yes, man.
Miss Vivian said, man, Black man, appreciate your strength, man. That's Miss Right, Miss Goodrich. Thank you for what you do, Black man. Appreciate you as well, man. Actually, Miss Dre said, I love this. Absolutely, man. It's hot. I appreciate it. Hey, I got some posts up, man. I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
So hey, beautiful people, man, this is Black Man Monday again, where we again, I like to bring the brothers I'm connected to. If you know some brothers that have been doing some fabulous things in our community, and we just need to bring some exposure to them for us to connect with them as well. Make sure you have them reach out to us, ERGJ Enterprises Facebook page. Love to find out who they are, what they do. I know we all got all these connections, so I'm just trying to get them on the schedule so we can make sure we do our thing here on Black Man Monday. I want you guys to remember this, man, that it takes a village. It starts with us.
Yes, sir.
Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people.
Man.
Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.